Alright, welcome back guys. Today we're going to be working on this Mario poster. We're going to go over a couple of tools. We're going to use the crop tool just to get rid of that top part, the title that says Mario Brothers. We're going to add some coins. We're going to bring in some Mario objects like a star and a mushroom. We're going to bring over some other characters as well. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is you can download this image from the resources section of the online class. Or you can try to find and Google it. I recommend you just download it because it's kind of tough to find. So step number one is always going to be to unlock the background. So we'll hit double click on the background and layers panel. Okay. Now the first tool we're going to be using is going to be the crop tool. It's a sub tool off the crop tool. So you want to right click it and then left click on crop tool. What I'm going to do is just go down a little bit to get rid of the title at the top. I'm going to hit enter on the keyboard to apply the change, and that looks good right there. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we're going to duplicate this little what is he called, turtle with the wings. We're going to go with turtle with the wings. So I'm going to grab the rectangular marquee tool. It's right here. I'm going to draw a square around him. That looks good right there. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to hold the Alt button on the keyboard with the Move tool selected. So I'm going to hold Alt, I'm going to press and click, and I'm going to drag to the left. And when you hold Alt with the Move button, it duplicates whatever items are selected. Okay, so we'll go up to Select, Deselect, to deselect what was selected before. Okay. So there's my first modification. Okay. Now the second tool we're going to be using is the quick selection tool, one of my favorite tools. So we're going to zoom in a little bit, and I have the navigator panel open. So if you go to window, navigator, this little panel will open. I use this probably the most out of all the panels just because it helps me navigate around the image easily. Okay, so with the quick selection tool, what we're going to do is when we're using the quick selection tool, the circle that indicates the perimeter of the tool, you never want that to go outside of the pixels that you want to select. So if I kind of click and hold and drag down and I stay in the gold pixels, the quick selection tool does an excellent job of just selecting the coin itself. However, if I accidentally go into some of these blue pixels, you can see what happened there. The tool grabs some of those blue pixels. Now if this happens, you can either deselect or you can remove from the current selection by holding Alt. So you hold Alt on the keyboard, and then you can go over the pixels that you want to remove from the selection. So be careful and grab just the blue pixels, and I'm even going to zoom in a little bit just because it's kind of hard to see these pixels. Alright, so I'm holding Alt. Alright, I think that looks like a great selection. Maybe a little bit off the top. I want to make sure I don't grab any of these blue pixels. And that should do it about right there. Okay, so we'll zoom back out. Now I'm going to go back to the Move tool. Okay, and again, we're going to hold Alt, and I'm going to click and drag. And each time I pick up the mouse button and release, Photoshop will make a new layer, which is a duplicate. Actually, it's not making a new layer, it's just making a duplicate. Okay, so you can we'll put on a couple of these just so you can see. And then as you use Photoshop a lot, you want to start memorizing some of the shortcuts. So one of the shortcuts that I use often is Control D to deselect. So we'll hit Control D on the keyboard, and the marching ants should go around. Okay. Another quick little trick is to hit Control and 0 on the numpad. This will give you a quick zoom out. So if you ever want to see the image quickly, you can just hit Control 0. Alright, so we made a duplicate of the flying turtle. We did a couple of the coins. Now what I want to do is we're going to make a duplicate of this Goomba down here, and we're going to use a tool, another favorite tool of mine, the clone stamp tool. The clone stamp tool is a tool that kind of works like a copy and paste. So Clone Stamp tool is one of the few tools that is a two-step tool in Photoshop. So by two-step I mean the first step is to indicate your starting area. Okay, so to do this, I'm going to hold Alt. When you hold Alt, your mouse will turn into a crosshair. So I'm going to click at the bottom of the Goomba's feet, and that tells Photoshop that that's the area that I want to start copying from. Now if I move over to the left, you can kind of see there's a preview of the pixels that I'm going to start pasting. So I'm going to just start clicking, and Photoshop is going to do a copy and paste for me. And as you're pasting, you can actually see a crosshair of the pixels that you're grabbing on the right. I don't know if you guys can see it right there. Alright, that looks pretty good, so Control 0. So we're off to a good start here. Now I'm going to show you how to bring in a couple of characters. In this class, well, I usually use Firefox, and there's one reason why I use Firefox. It is the only internet browser that supports drag and drop directly from the internet browser. Okay, so we're gonna go, let's do a search for Yoshi. Okay, and we'll go to images. Of course, I always do Google Images as well. It just works out the best. Now, we're looking for a Yoshi that looks like he's in-game, okay, because you will be graded on the ability for this product that you're producing to look like an in-game screenshot. So try not to get a Yoshi that looks like a cartoon figure-ish that doesn't look like it's an actual screenshot of gameplay. So let's go back to Yoshi, and let's find a good one. I think this one right here looks like a good Yoshi to use. Okay, so I'm going to click and hold, and I'm going to drag. Okay, and you can see in the layers panel, layer 1 is a new layer, and all it contains is Yoshi. Okay, so before I can use this, there's a couple things I need to do. We need to resize it, and we need to get rid of the white background. And there's even some textual elements down there on the bottom right. It looks like just a line of text. So this is what we're going to do. The best tool to get rid of backgrounds that are solid colors is always going to be the Magic Wand tool. So the Magic Wand tool, once you select the Magic Wand tool, this top box appears called the context menu. Okay, there's one setting for the Magic Wand tool, and that is the tolerance. So the lower the tolerance, if you were to select white pixels and you had a tolerance of like 5, okay, it is only going to select pixels that are pretty much the same color as whatever pixels you selected. If you go with the higher tolerance of like 100, and you pick a white portion of the screen, it'll not only grab white, but it'll grab like light grays, light browns. Okay, so this is kind of how it works. So we're gonna go with the tolerance. Let's change this to 20, and then we're gonna click on the white pixels. Okay, and you see there, that did a pretty good job of just grabbing the white background. Now there's a small section in here. Okay, to add to the current selection, we're going to hold Shift. You can see a little plus by your mouse cursor when you do that, and we want to just grab that little white area. Okay, that looks good. So now on the keyboard, we're going to hit Delete. Okay, and then Control D to deselect. Okay, now the only thing I need to clean up are those letters on the bottom right. So let's zoom in. Okay. Oh, when you're zoomed in, if you want to, instead of going up to the navigation panel and kind of moving around in this fashion, you can just hold the space bar and your mouse cursor will turn into a hand, and you can just kind of, you know, navigate around that way. Okay. So let's make sure we're on layer 1 because that's where the letters are. And I'm going to pull up the eraser tool. Okay, and I'm just going to click and delete the text. Okay. Now the next thing we want to do is resize Yoshi. So we're going to hit Control T, making sure that layer 1 is visible, or active I should say. And Control T is a shortcut for free transform. So free transform, what you want to do when you free transform, okay, and this is one of my pet peeves, you always want to make sure you hold shift, and you want to grab one of the corner edges as you free transform, okay, and what that does is it allows you to resize images, keeping proportions and aspects intact, okay. So I know some of you are going to want to resize some of your own images, maybe resize yourself, and this just keeps you from looking tall and skinny or short and fat. Okay, so always hold shift and grab one of the corners as you resize. So holding shift, let's resize. Okay, and we'll put them in between the two pillars, just because, you know, we got lucky and Yoshi's actually running in between two pillars, because usually Yoshi would just, you know, run off and kill us as we try to hop back on him, and eventually we just end up both going off a cliff somewhere. You know how it is when we play Mario. Alright, so let's say I want to, you know, I'm going to flip Yoshi so that he's looking the other way. The easiest way to do this is going to be Edit, Transform, and we're going to flip him horizontally. Okay, and then you can always use the Move tool, you know, just to move him around a little bit. I'm using the arrows on the keyboard because it inches it over just a tad. Okay. Okay, so we did some modifications here. For the assignment, I want you guys to bring over, you know, a couple of different characters. You can look at the before and the after that I posted on Blackboard. The after is what I'm going to be looking for. What you want to do is post these side by side or one on top of the other so I can see the before and the after. I should show you guys how to do that really fast. So what we'll do is we'll go to Image, Canvas Size. Let's see. This is strange. Let me see if I'm in the right place. There's 0. Canvas size. It's telling me it's 0. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll just do this. We'll use the crop tool. Okay. We'll zoom out a little bit. And I'm just gonna eyeball it a little bit. And we'll pretty much double the size of the canvas. Okay. We'll hit Enter to apply. Then what I'll do is I'll go grab the original image, which is saved on the desktop. Hover over Photoshop, we'll come back to the canvas and then release the mouse. Okay, and that'll place the image, the original image back there for us. So let's see, about right there, that looks good. And then on the Super Mario Best, we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the rectangular marquee tool. And we'll zoom in a little bit. Okay. We'll draw a rectangle over the area that we want to discard. Okay, so that's good. And I'll hit delete on the keyboard. You could not complete your request because a smart object is not directly editable. This happens sometimes. If you look in the layers panel and you see the thumbnail, there's a little piece of paper on the bottom right of the thumbnail. That means it's a smart object. To surpass this, all we have to do is right click and hit rasterize layer. Okay, once it's rasterized, it's flattened, we can hit delete on the keyboard and this time it'll actually go away. So we'll hit Control D to deselect. Now we have the before on the bottom and the after on the top, and let's zoom out a little bit so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is bring over a couple characters, you know, bring some mushrooms over, some stars over, to start working with selection tools and free transform tools to get the screenshot going. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and be sure to save your final product as a JPEG. Okay, so you would go File, Save As, okay, and then you want to choose this first one, JPEG. That's what you'll submit in Blackboard. For your own personal copies, you always want to save it as a PSD. So you'll go File, Save As, PSD. This will make sure that you have all of your layers intact if you ever want to open up the document again. Okay, but to submit it in Blackboard, I want it as a JPEG. It's flattened, it's smaller, it's easier to download. Alright guys, you guys have a good day. Have fun with the assignment.